Hello everyone, my name is Nashay and this is my community project on Philadelphia, which is my community. So here we have a map of Philadelphia and it's broken into different parts. Here we have South Philadelphia. Over here we have West Philadelphia. Here is North Philadelphia, and then over here is Northeast Philadelphia. The demographics of Philadelphia is we have Black at 41.1%, white at 34.6%, Hispanic at 14.4%, Asian is 7%, individuals who are two or more races is 2.3%, other races are 0.4%, American Indian is 0.2%, and Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islanders are 0.02%. And over here is a visual of what the races are in Philadelphia for those of you who like to see visuals compared to the numbers. The demographics continued. We actually have more females than we have males in Philadelphia. For females, we have 52.6%, and for males we have 47.4%. And the median resident age in Philadelphia is 34 years. So here is a table of the quality of life for crime, and this is Philadelphia's annual crime. And it's important to note that violent crimes are considered to be murder, rape, robbery, and assault, and property crimes are considered to be burglary, theft, and motor vehicle theft. So for violent crimes, we have 15,556 annually in Philadelphia. And for property crimes, we have 49,354. This is a pretty high number considering the fact that crime rates increase yearly. So these numbers next year will go up. And the crime rate per 1,000 is 9.92 for violent crimes and 31.48 for property crimes. Now moving on to quality of life in terms of education. So these numbers listed here include high school graduate, some college or associate's degree, and a bachelor's degree or higher. And on the reference page, I've added a link to the fact sheet for those of you who want a more in-depth version of this table. For this version, we have a breakdown between populations over here, and then we have a breakdown between male and female. From the table, you can see that the highest educational attainment is between the ages of 45 to 64 years, with a total of 367,365 individuals, which is broken down into 170,619 males and 196,746 females. For poverty, we have a table that talks about the share of the total population versus the share of the poor population. So for the table, it breaks down poverty between age and race. And as you can see from the table, ages 18 to 64 have the highest percentage of the share of the poor population, and Black has the highest percentage of the poor population. And for the bar graph talks about the region's residents living in the city versus the region's poor living in the city. And for Philadelphia, that's highlighted in bold, you see that 26% of the region's residents live in the city, and 51% of the region's poor also live in the city. For formal institutions, the two major components I wanted to focus on was major employers and industries. There are 50 top employers in Philadelphia. And to name a few, some of them are the City of Philadelphia, the School District of Philadelphia, SEPTA, which is our transit line, Comcast, which is cable, Temple University, Pennsylvania Health System, which includes University of Pennsylvania Hospital, as well as Pennsylvania Hospital, and Jefferson Hospital. This is just to name the few. The list goes on and on. And for industries, Philadelphia has evolved into a more diverse economy that's geared towards information and service-based businesses. And some other industries as well include computer-based businesses, telecommunications, insurance companies, printing and publishing companies, which would be like the Daily News, the Philadelphia Inquirer, pharmaceutical firms, educational and health institutions. I know in Philadelphia there are a lot of opportunities for higher education. We have Temple, LaSalle, Drexel, St. Joe's Prep. Those are just to name a few. There are a lot more that I'm missing. And then the health institutions, we have Jefferson, Aria Health, University of Penn, Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, St. Christopher's. Those are just a few of the health institutions. And the tourism here is, you have the Liberty Bell here, you have the National Constitution Center, the Art Museum, and the Franklin Institute. Those are just a couple of the tourist attractions here in Philadelphia. For informal institutions, I decided to focus on the sports leagues and the community celebrations. For sports leagues, sports is a big deal here in Philadelphia. We have the Eagles, who just won the Super Bowl, and they had a parade for winning. It's been years since they won, so everyone came out. The parade started on Broad Street, and we have the Flyers, and we have the Sixers, and I can't forget about the Phillies. We also have the Phillies. And for community celebrations, we have the Thanksgiving Day Parade. We have the Mummers Parade, that's on New Year's. The Welcome America, which is the Independence Day, where you see the fireworks and there's a performance. And then we have the Doomsday Festival that happens in June, the second Sunday of June. And it's one of the largest African American festivals. Thousands of people come out. Different vendors come out. Different speakers come out. So for those of you who want to know more about the community celebrations, feel free to Google it. Doomsday has a website. So does Welcome America. So does Mummers. For good community assessment, overall, I think that my community is a good community. One key element of the good community that the article discusses is relationships that bind citizens together. Growing up, my community was the true definition of it takes a village to raise a child. I remember I used to get angry at my neighbors. I used to think that they were nosy and that they just wanted to be in my business. But the older that I had gotten, the more that I realized that my neighbors was looking out for my well-being. So the way I am now, I also look out for others in my community. And one thing about relationships that bind citizens together, I think, is it creates safety, because instead of the community being divided, community is now on a united front. For one thing that stuck out to me for opportunities was the good community is good because people have opportunity to grow and be fulfilled. One thing about my community is that there were a lot of opportunities for me, and that's why I am where I am today. And I think that it's very important for a community to create opportunities for other individuals, because sometimes people use being a part of a bad community as a reason to not reach their full potential. And there's opportunities out there for everyone. You just got to find them. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. Here are a list of references for those of you who want to know more about Philadelphia. I thank you all for listening, and I hope you all have a great evening.